driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. I have work to do, so I figured I'd do this. I just don't want to today. So I was tired. I'll get over it. I'll be all right. It's just tiredness. I'm not really tired. I have energy, but sometimes doing all this can get a little overwhelming with all the emotions and things like that. And there's a lot of little things that I need to do, like make 4 emails for people and writing. So I took care of a bunch of little stuff just a moment ago. Get off my plate, right? And we gotta watch the little stuff. God take care of it. I don't know if you know the band Bush. They put out a song called "Little Things Kill," and it's true. If you let the little things add up, that's when they go. Well, you go lay down, dog. Thank you. All right. She needs her nails cut badly. Sounds like a tap dancer walking around. Tap dancer is off beat. So, yeah, I wanted to start doing some discussion on inner child, and I thought this was a great place to start. There. So I had to have my dog lay down. That clickety clack is not knit. Shut the doors. So. All right, but I wanted to start talking about some inner child stuff, and this isn't a one-shotter. I figured this was a good place to start. You know, what is our inner child? Okay, well, your inner child is the person that was growing up. And why is our inner child important? Number one, it's important that we take a look at it because we need to cultivate our inner child. We need to give it some attention. Hey, Tommy, good to see you. Thanks for that heart, brother. I guess I should do the introductions, huh? Thanks for the reminder. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'll be your host today. And if you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. This is also a place where you're allowed to express your own opinions. Unless you're a dick about it, then we don't do it. But my experience may be different from your experience, and it's okay to express it here. What we're looking for is just, we're all looking for answers, right? And we do this together. But our inner child, man, I'm coming up with all these topics that I just haven't talked on in a long time. Your inner child is also your intuition. It lives in your tummy. Okay? And that's why a lot of times when I need to make a decision when it comes to my morals, I ask my tummy because it knows the difference between right and wrong. Okay? But there's more to it than that. When we get into the program, suddenly we feel like playing again. Some of us will even revert back to doing childish things. And it's all right. Do it, man. Go play baseball. Go play football. Go play tiddlywinks. Go ride your bike. Do whatever it is that your tummy says it makes it feel happy. Okay? When you reinforce your inner child, oh God, this is hard to explain. You can either reinforce so whatever you give your attention to is what's going to have the power. Oh, I have to act like an adult. If you go towards that, then that's what you're going to get. Okay. Now, there's a saying amongst us Gen Xers that is, I want to be a Toys R Us kid. And that means that I just, I don't want to work. I just want to play on the drums all day, right? It's things like that. So I found this, and this is new to me, that I'm sure somebody made it up, but it's a blog, but it was interesting. I found it. What are inner child wounds? Or attachment wounds can happen when a child experiences a traumatic experience. It is the emotional and biological responsibility of parents and guardians to create a safe environment for their children. But unfortunately, this doesn't always happen. Some parents and guardians don't accept this responsibility, aren't aware of this responsibility, or don't have the capacity to fill this responsibility. Now, when we're going through this, you're going to see yourself in there, kind of in a couple of different places. Number one, being a parent. I'm a parent, and there's going to be things in here that are going to remind me of what I did to my children. Right? Then there's another part of me that is an inner child that went through this on the other side as a child with my parents. And that's good. So remember, it might get confusing because you have those two emotions around it, right? Number one is the abandonment wound. I never saw my parents. And even when my parents did come home, they left. Right? I had a key to the house. Okay? We call ourselves latchkey kids. Okay? We didn't see our parents. We were left to our own devices. Somehow we fucking survived. I have no idea how we did, but we did. Okay? Personally, I was fine. It didn't bother me being left to my own devices. But when I was growing up, my parents they weren't for me there emotionally. They didn't know how. Let's put it that way. Right? And this isn't about me. This isn't coming on here to bash our parents. Okay? This is to come on here so we can be aware of it so that we can work with our inner child. Our inner child is so much fun. When you see me on here laughing and giggling, that's my inner child, right? I can feel it right now. Right? Right now, I'm excited because I just got a new grill. I've never had a new grill. Ever. All my grills have been beat up, used, left by other people. And my inner child is excited about that. I'm not even big on food. It's not the point. Okay. My parents put me in a place called Mount Airy Psychiatric Center when I was 14 years old. And I was out of control. And I was out of control. Okay. Can't blame my parents. I can't tell. Did they do that? Yes, they did. Is it true? Absolutely. It is true. Were there some things that happened to me? Oh, fuck yeah. I've always felt abandoned. I've never felt a part of something. So abandonment is huge for me. This means when it came to relationships, I broke up with other people. And I did that because I didn't want to be the one abandoned this time. Yep. I have very deep lying abandonment issues. Every alcoholic does. Okay. That's why we need to get to a point with our emotional sobriety that we don't use other people for how we feel anymore. We can't do that. Okay. That's emotional sobriety. Trust wound. If the adults in your life didn't protect you from danger, you may feel insecure or afraid of getting hurt. No, but my trust for other people certainly diminished. And there was one time I fell over a fire hydrant, and it went down. It was pretty deep. It hurt like a motherfucker. I still got the scar. Went and told my parents. They did nothing about it. They asked why I was inside. I couldn't trust them to help me if I was in danger. A lot of Gen X kids went through this. Okay? That's why Gen Xers find it hard to trust other people. Guilt wound. If you were made to feel guilty as a child, you may not like to ask for favors or set boundaries. Oh, they always made me feel it's Dion's fault. It was always. And one of my parents still treats me that way. It's still Dion. It's Dion's fault that our family is this way. I've been a part of the family since I was 14. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. See, we are also what's called the black sheep. Most of us here are black sheep. Okay, let me tell you something a little bit about the black sheep. We are the ones that tell the truth, even though we're lying little shit. I'll give you an example. I was on pass one day. Right? This is when I was like 16. I was on pass from Arapahoe shelter. And I was over at my friend Mike's. That's where I was staying for the weekend. And stayed with my parents. I went and hung out with my friends. Fuck them. If my family wanted to be a part of part of me, then they should have come to family group night, but they never showed up. So I was over there and I got a phone call, asked me to come back to the house. And yeah, I can come over. So come over, we're all sitting down. All right. Hey Amber, good to see you. It's me, Mom, the man that raised me, Dad, and my 3 brothers and sisters. So my 2 brothers and my sister. And they were sitting down explaining how they were going to separate. And that Dad was moving out. I didn't live there. I lived in a group home. This didn't affect me. Not only that, but so anyway, so they tell everybody, and then everybody gets going. And this is the reason why my older brother will not have group. They will not have family sessions anymore. This is the reason. Okay? This is 1986. And they're crying, right? Oh, they're going to split up. This is against, Christianity. And I'm sad. And it came to me and I said, well, it's about fucking time. You 2 are miserable together. You don't belong together. This was a complete waste of my time. I'm going back over to my friend Mike's. Goodbye. Because that's about what they deserve from me. That was a total waste of my time. What decision did I have to make? I wasn't a part of this family. I did not care. Okay? That was honesty. It was brutal honesty. Okay? Why? Because they always made me feel guilty. Well, if Dion didn't have so many problems, maybe we could. I don't know how many times. You know what? I could have bought 3 Porsches with the amount of money I spent on you in your fucking therapy. Okay? I understand where he's coming from. I really do. Okay? Again, this is not a bash on the parents. This is about awareness, right? Okay. Neglect wound. I don't think I need to cover that. Well, I should for all of us, right? Neglect is what it is. Outright neglecting that something's going on with you, right? Like, and it was emotional neglect, physical neglect. I need a hug. Well, you're not getting one in my house. Okay. That's why my house is full of hugs. I do hugs. I do the opposite of what my parents did. I don't believe in tough love. I am tough. Okay. I can be tough, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be mean. Right. So let's talk about some of the signs. Okay. What are some of the signs that you may be having problems with your inner child? Let's be honest with ourselves here. Because if you are honest with yourself in this portion, then your inner child's going to love you because you're paying attention to it. So let's talk with our inner child right now. Let's do it. While there are many signs of a wounded inner child, here are some of the most common. People pleasing, such as trouble saying no. Okay. Difficulty setting and enforcing boundaries. Feeling guilty for standing up for yourself. Okay. That is what I call advocacy. Okay. And whenever I'm going to quote unquote stick up for myself, this is how I started. I feel the need to advocate for myself. Okay. That means you're going to listen. I've stated my intentions. That, my friends, is an extremely healthy thing to say. Right? I don't know if you were on, but I told you about the guy that really wanted to congratulate me after the speaker meeting the other night, and he squozed my hand. He did it really fucking hard, and it hurt, and he did it on purpose. And I confronted him on it. Hey, man, you don't need to squeeze anybody's hand that hard. You know that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Fuck who you are. You cross my boundary, I'm going to say something. Okay? It took me a lot of therapy and hard work to get to that point. But I'll tell you what it is. It's courage. Faith without works is dead. That is my faith working. That is my faith. Avoiding conflict at every chance possible. I love hard conversations. I love them. I'll tell you why I like hard conversations. Because there's a solution. Because there's a solution. And I live in a solution world. Living in a solution world. Solution. Didn't work very well. That was Material Girl by Madonna for you young ones. Right? So have the hard conversations. I'm going to tell you, they're not as hard as you think that they are. Just don't be a dick. Okay? But your inner child probably loves those hard conversations too, because it gets rid of conflict. It frees things up so that you can go play and not worry about it. Okay? Fear of abandonment or letting go. Do I need to cover that? Or letting go. Letting go. Isn't that us? That's us. It is. Feeling inadequate or unworthy. Constant criticism. Strong inner critic. In other words, taking other people's inventories all the time. That will destroy your inner child so quickly. You know what my inner child doesn't like? Anger. Doesn't like it. It interferes with the fun. Afraid to ask help or fear of being burdened. Yeah, burdening other people. We do that a lot. Okay. A lot of this right here for us is emotional sobriety. I'm not going to cover it here. It's too long. But if you want to find it, it's in the language of the heart. Okay, or you can go to Google, put in the last frontier emotional sobriety, and you'll be able to find it there too. If you ever want to sit down and discuss it, let me know. I'd be happy to do it for you. How to heal? No, it doesn't. Just gives I thought there would be bullet points. Unfortunately, it is possible to heal. It is important to put in the work to do this. Otherwise, you may experience difficulties in adulthood, such as relationship problems, substance use, low self-esteem, and more. Some healing can be done on your own. Okay, I see where they're going with that. Okay, so your inner child will be healed to a certain extent by the 12 steps. Okay. How are we reaching our inner child? Well, we're getting rid of the grouch and the brainstorm. We're getting rid of all these adulting ideas and emotions that we think that we need that we actually don't. What are those things? Those are our survival. That's our survival skills. See, it's hard to play if you're in survival mode. I'm being quiet on that for a reason. And listen to your tummy. Listen to it. If you have, especially if you're new in the program, ask your tummy, is a drink really going to make it better? No. You know, those people at AA seem to make me happy. Maybe I can go there. And that happens because when you show up into AA or NA, CA, OA, GA, PA, BACA, DAEA, I could just go through the list, right? When you walk in, you're not alone anymore. These people start talking about the things that you have been going through. We call it reading your mail. You say it all the time. You know, I was reading this book and it's like somebody had been reading my mail. See, what happens is my inner child wants more. It needs attention. It needs to be patted on the back. Okay. And what does that bring? What is that also making me think of? That's making me think of claiming spiritual progress. Let's do it right now. Right? It says in the big book, and when we read how it works, we claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. But are we claiming it? See, I've noticed the problem is people get caught up in that second part rather than spiritual perfection. And what we always say is, well, I'm not perfect. We're not talking about perfection. We're talking about progress. I made progress today. I have a new grill. Not this one. We're working on that though, aren't we, Amber? That's right. Maybe that's one of the main things that we should do in trudging together. Help people get their teeth back. I think that is a great idea. That is a really, because I don't smile a lot because of my teeth. Anyway, your inner child, right? Go give it a hug. Yeah. Thanks for saying that because that's kind of what it comes down to. So we're going to go ahead and claim spiritual progress and we're going to wrap up. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's real easy. It's real quick. Good job. Okay. Do it. It's not egotistical. It is not. Now, if I say, oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. Have you seen how high I can jump? No, it's just a quick attaboy. Good job. We all deserve attaboys. Yeah, I know it switched because it was. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So I kind of figured it was you because of the way I know how you guys talk. My brain catches, it's my survival mode. I watch everything, even behind me, da 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 da. I'm gonna have to repost it. I gotta go find it. But when I was doing a live last week, There was actually an orb that came flying through. It was over here, right? And it came flying through. It was a woo. I'll see if I can find the clip. It appears out of nowhere, and it's an orb running around. I think it's Barb. I think it's Barb. Barb was the one, was our client that was living here that passed. And yeah, the other day I heard somebody open the door. There's a door that goes to the upstairs. Somebody opened it and shut it. And I went upstairs and nobody was here. Oh, nobody was here. I'm into paranormal stuff, so I look out for it. And then I see what I want to see. So there. All right. My inner child loves paranormal. I actually listen to ghost stories when I go to bed. I find them relaxing. I don't know why. I always have. I remember being excited to go to school because that's where the Ichabod Crane um, album was, and I loved it. Absolutely, Tommy. It's good to have you here, man. Um, I love your family life. Love it, dude. Keep up the good work. Let's all of us keep up the good work. All right. I love you. Peace out. And